Morning. Good afternoon. Oh, good morning. Depends on where you're at. I'm doing pretty good. I'm about to go to. I'm about to go to the doctor and get to the pharmacy and get the real medication for my cold sore from the doctor. What I got yesterday was from Walgreens. I mean Walmart. I got a breather, but whatever my doctor gonna give me is gonna knock it out. I'm on my way to go pick it up in a minute. Yep. Yeah, so that's what I'm about to talk about here in a minute. Let me tell y'all something. I understand that this is the internet. I can't show my face, y'all, because I still have the thing on my face, on my lip. It's going down though. I understand this is the internet, and I know I just got through watching T.S. Madison, and she was talking about the girl Lala, the one who was unalived by her boyfriend. And, T.S. Madison was like, well, the daddy had clapped back at T.S. Madison. And T.S. Madison was like, well, I respect the fact that that was your child, but you have to realize your child was a public figure. And a lot of these trans individuals are being unalive all the time. I'm glad that I hate that this happened to Girl Lala, but at least we know it wasn't some random dude. It was a dude who couldn't face the fact that he was gay, was in a relationship with a trans person, and they had been together for a long time. Anyway, and I understand that this is the internet, and I put myself out there. People see me. Some people don't want to be identified. Some people don't want me to know who they are. Because you have to realize I have blocked a lot. If y'all can see my block list, I'm going to show it to y'all one day. Oh, it's probably over 1,000 people on my block list. Yeah, through the years, and I've been. My anniversary's coming up in January. Yes, January 11th is when I started my YouTube channel. I think 2000 and something. I have to look. No, wait a minute. No, I have to look. I have to look. But anyway, and I think YouTube just turned 20 years old. I think so. Hold on. I usually don't use this phone. What did this lady want at my mama house? She ain't got no money and she got no for you to get no fucking cigarettes. I'm sick of this lady. She needs to stay away from my mama's house. That's why I should have used my other phone. Hold on a minute. I should have used my other phone, but that's okay. She didn't stay away from my mama's house. Anyway, I realize I'm on the internet, and I realize that, you know, Wendy, you have a pretty picture on here. How you doing? I'm just now looking at your picture. Wendy, you still there? I think she left. No, she's still there. But anyway, and I realize that I'm on the internet and people see me. Some people don't want to be identified. Some people don't want me to know who they are because, again, I have blocked some people, a lot of people through the years, and they come back with fake profiles and they come back in my live like, like nothing ever happened. But let me tell y'all something. My Facebook and my Instagram is on my YouTube channel. It's at the front of it. I'm not mad at you. I've long past that, allegedly. No, but I play block. Let me show you how it works. Hold on. Another motherfucker I had added to the block list. So anyway, please add me on Facebook or Instagram or even Twitter. I have Twitter as well. Please stop being creepy with me, talking to me like y'all been knowing me for a million years. Some of y'all come in here. Let me tell y'all something. Some of y'all come in here and talk to me like y'all really know me. Think about it. If you were standing behind a wall and somebody was talking to you and you don't know who they are, they hold a conversation, they give you advice and telling you this and telling you that. If you're that secretive and you don't want me to know who you are, then don't talk to me. Just sit and watch the show and enjoy the show. Because some of y'all come in here and y'all come in telling me what to do with my canker sore, what to do with and you ain't never sent a Cash App, you ain't never sent a Venmo, you ain't never added me on Facebook. How do the fuck I know who you are? You don't want me to know who you are? Then stop talking to me. Leave me alone. Somebody been sending me an email. They sent me they sent me 2 emails. They sent me to Comedian PT. Then they sent one, which I can track them if I really wanted to, but it's not that serious because it wasn't that bad. They emailed me and said they wanted to worship my underwear, my bra. They wanted to worship my wigs. They wanted to worship me. And I'm like, what? I got to pull up the email and show it to y'all. Weird people, like really weird. But now, if you, and it's really not even about the Cash App. But if you never added me on Facebook and Twitter, you're sitting here I'm talking to a person I don't even know who you are. If you that secretive, then don't say nothing to me. Just watch the show. I'm not taking advice from somebody who I've never seen before, or not even on a Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. And I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm not going to do it. I will ignore you. You can sit there and talk all day long. I'm acting like I don't even see you on my live. It's just weird. Giving me advice about this, I don't even know who you are. It's just a click of a button. Just add me on Facebook. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram. Okay, stop talking to me. And I don't know who you are. Even if you had your picture on here, it could be fake. Penny's on here. Penny has my phone number. Am I right, Penny? Well, some people are on here that I feel comfortable with, and I give them my phone number. Me and Penny talk all the time. There's very few people have my number. Penny has my number. Angela has my number. Greg has my number. Magnum has my number. It's just certain people I'm not going to give my number. And look, if it gets that bad, I have to change my number, I'll change it. But anyway, I'm trying to get better, y'all. You know what? After last night, I'm not going to do a show tonight. No, I'm not. I'm just going to get myself rested and let my lip get better and come back when it's gone down. Because it's going down now. But when I go get this stuff from my doctor, whatever it is, it'll clear it up. Now my canker sore, the mouth ulcer is going down too as well. So sometimes canker sores can last a week. It depends on, I guess what type of spice I ate. The temperature's supposed to drop here. Where I'm at in West Texas is supposed to drop. Saturday night it's supposed to go from 70 down to 20. So I'm gonna get out today in the well, I gotta go pick up my medication and then go get some dishwasher liquid and some butter. I need me some butter. And get a few things from the grocery store, before it get cold. Definitely ain't going to no church Sunday. They having a big old church musical Saturday night. But why would I go there? Why would I go to the church that you hear so many, and I know nobody's perfect because I'm not perfect. I know nobody's perfect, and I understand that, church people are normal people just like me. But when you hear all these things about what be going on in the church, like the church that I'm talking about, okay, what is this? CVS. Girl, I'm not fucking with y'all. I try to get my medication from y'all, and y'all threw me shade. Fuck y'all. I'm going somewhere else to get it. Anyway, no, that was CVS. I don't have nothing from CVS, do I? I don't know what that was, but anyway, when you just like one of the churches here, one of my friends, she's a musician, and they didn't fire her, but they've been giving her shade, and that's her grandfather's church. She was there before anybody was there, and they wouldn't she goes to church every Sunday. She never misses a Sunday, and she took off one Sunday, and they replaced her with somebody else, and she wanted a raise. She was making, I think, 100 a Sunday, 125, and when they got rid of her, they hired somebody else who's not as good as she is and gave them 175. See, that's kind of bullshit I be talking. That's kind of church shit that I don't like. That's kind of church shit I don't like. That's kind of stuff I don't like. And not only can she play the piano, she can play. No, I'm going. Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, I'm going to. It's another pharmacy I'm going to go to. Yeah, I'm not going to neither one of those. Not only can she play the piano, she can play the organ too. So she's gifted, and she can play all the new stuff. This person don't even know how to play all the new stuff. But church people, they just be doing some weird shit, like weird shit. Yeah, I'm gonna help you. Hold on. For those who just tuned in, I was talking about people who come in here, talk to me, and give me advice, tell me what to do, tell me what not to do. And I understand I'm on social media, but I'm not going to sit here and have a whole conversation with you, and I don't know who you are behind your profile. You need to add me on Facebook, or you need to add me on Instagram, or one of the two. Because you might say, well, I don't have neither one of those. Stop talking to me, giving me advice, because I don't know who you are. You could be somebody that I blocked from 5 years ago. That's how the internet works. So just letting you know, I'm not going to sit here and hold conversation with somebody that it ain't even about the Cash App. It's not even about that Cash App. Because let me tell you something. This motherfucker was following me. Well, no, it's not about the money. I'm going to tell you why, but I understand what you're saying. This person that was following me on YouTube, their name was anonymous when they was sending me Cash Apps. I said, I appreciate, the Cash Apps. I said, who are you? You have a Facebook? No, they don't have neither one of those. And I know y'all might say, well, maybe they don't want to know who you, no. Mm-mm. If you that secretive to send me money and you don't want me to know who you are, then stop sending me money. It's not that serious because I don't need your money that bad. So it's not about the money. It's just that And listen, when people follow me and they don't say nothing, or if they say something to me, I'm okay with that. But you're not going to sit here and hold a whole conversation with me like you've been knowing me for 30, 40, 50 years, like we best of friends. I know, maybe I'm sounding a little bit weird myself, but I'm not. I'm not going to sit here and listen, I'm not going to sit here and have a whole conversation with you. I'll have a whole conversation with a person who just there's somebody who's been following me for almost 2 or 3 months now. They never added me on Facebook or Instagram. They never became a member, but they always in the chat talking to me and like they've been knowing me for years. But there was a lady last night, first time on my live, she became a member. I trust her more than I do anybody else that's coming into my live. And then again, you don't have to say nothing to me when you come into my live. You don't even have to speak to me. But I'm not going to sit here and hold a whole conversation with you and I don't know who the fuck you are. Y'all know, like said earlier, you know how many people I done blocked on YouTube and then they came back with a fake profile? Good afternoon. They came back with a whole profile, hiding behind the profile, like, I really hate that me and PT fell out, but I'm going to get a fake profile and come back. No, you're not. You can, but I'm not going to sit and talk to you. Don't have a picture and you don't have to have a picture. You don't have to have Facebook. You don't have to have Instagram. I'm not going to sit here and take no advice from you. I'm not going to sit here and have a long conversation with you. I'm going to throw you shade like I don't even see your name. Now, you stand in front of a wall and talk to a wall with somebody on the other side and you don't know who it is and they give you advice. How fucking creepy is that? I don't need your advice. I don't need you talking to me about, this, that, and this and that. I need, if you that private, then keep your mouth shut. I told you this dude keep emailing me talking about he want to worship my underwear, want to worship my socks, and let me see if I can put it. No, I don't. I'll pull it up and put it in the post and let y'all see it. But it's social media, and I know y'all might say, "PT, you just being weird." No, I'm not being weird. I'm not going to hold a whole. You're not going to give me advice, and I don't know who you are. I don't care what it is. You're not going to sit here and talk to me like me and you best of friends, and we've been knowing each other for. Look, I've been told this. I was told by somebody, and I ain't gonna say who, that somebody watches me and listens to my show, and they know me, and they never say hi or hey, this is so and so. That's just weird. Like, if you know me and you know who I am, I can't say where I got the information from because they watch my show. If you know me and you, that means they watching me to see what I'm gonna say. If you watching me and you know me and you don't never say nothing, you're being nosy, and that's okay because I'm on social media. So I just I just stop talking to me. Stop giving. You don't have Instagram. You don't have YouTube. I mean, you don't have Instagram. You don't have Facebook. And as a matter of fact, God, I got my Facebook's back because I was hacked. Well, not hacked, but they kicked me out. I just need y'all to add me on Facebook. Add me on Facebook or Instagram. If you don't have neither one of those, that's fine. But that's the way that you. And even if you add me on one of those two, you have to let me know. You have to let me know who you are on YouTube because everybody's name may be different from YouTube and Instagram or Facebook. Okay. But anyway. So y'all know my friend Alan, whose funeral I just went to. Y'all remember him? Y'all don't remember? Well, they just found his nephew dead yesterday, but they say his nephew was Didn't have it all at the top or something. I do remember him walking around and stuff all the time, but I didn't know him. But it ain't just him. It's a lot of people. You know. Hey, Greg. Greg is one of my longest supporters on YouTube, and he'll tell you I had a lady that stalked me, and she threatened to blow up the ship that we was gonna go on. Remember that, Greg? Uh-huh. She threatened to blow up the ship. She started turning people against me. Well, those people that she turned against me, they were slow anyway. So I'm like, bitch, how you gonna let a bitch from Belgium talk you in to stop following me? A lady from Belgium. Belgium. The bitch don't even live here. She got mad because, hold on, I got to spray my apartment. I hate when I cook and it has that cooking smell in your house. I can't stand that. So I'm about to spray right quick. She was from Belgium, and I've told this story before, but I'll tell it again for those who didn't hear it. I mean, my spraying here in my bedroom too. And oh yeah, I did put some onions in it. Yeah. And so she had been following me a long time. She was the big time supporter of my shows, financially and everything. Like, I actually had to get on her because I told her, I said, honey, I would go live and I'd be like, child, my goddamn, that's when I had my car and I had rims on my car, on my wheels. And, the rims, you got to keep them clean and fixed and doing all that. Because if you don't, it'll make your tires fuck up or whatever. And I say stuff like, and I just be talking in random. Oh, child, my uh my tires and went flat. And next thing I know, boom, she didn't send me $300 on my PayPal. And I said, baby, I don't mean no harm, but just because I say my tires went on flat or whatever, I said, you don't have to send me a PayPal. But I think she had a crush on me. I think she had a crush on me. And so she just popped up. She just came up missing one day. Remember, Greg? She just came up missing. Like she and so then someone emailed me or they hit me up and said she died. And oh Lord, we just cried. Y'all know me. Y'all know I be crying and shit on YouTube. I started crying. I said, oh no, it's gone. And I don't know what happened, y'all. Let's say a prayer. And, oh my God, we was just crying. Everybody upset and mad. And honey, about 3 months later, she pops back. Oh Lord Jesus. Baby, about 3 or 4 months later, she pops up. Baby, she pops up. And baby, when I tell you, I'm gonna show you a picture of how everybody was looking when she popped back up. Let me show y'all. See, I'm gonna pull up one of my pictures and show you how everybody was looking when she popped back up. Let me see. Let me see what I'm saying. I'm gonna use a funny picture. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a funny picture. How everybody was looking when she popped back up. Oh, okay. Here go a good one right here. Here go. Okay. So this how everybody was looking when she came back. So all the black females on here, they like my big sisters, little sisters, or my aunts, or some of y'all think y'all my mama. And so and so everybody was side eyeing, and said, emailing me, PT, be careful. Now how's she gonna be dead and come back to life? And everybody was saying that she just weird. And she said that somebody got into her information and whatever. She was just in the hospital, but it was just weird, that she was dead and then she came back to life. But she liked a lot of attention from me, and I know that's what it was. She was a attention seeking whore, and so I said, Um, she was just like she knew she felt the shade in the room because when she come back in the room, people were like, uh, he died and he rose again. She probably did. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. We to this day we don't know. People would make comments like, "Oh, he died and he rose again on the third day." They would be like, "Mary, don't you weep?" They were the people were just saying funny shit, and she was catching it, and she was mad, and it wasn't the same anymore after she did that, and after she did it, she just it wasn't the same anymore. Because I mean, bitch, matter of fact, I was at Denny's. Greg, you remember I was at Denny's in Houston, and I did a whole video about her dying. I did a clip of her and everything. I talked about how I met her and how we were friends, and we never talked on the phone. I don't think we ever talked on the phone. I think we talked through Facebook and stuff like that. And I'll tell you, I couldn't even sit down and eat before she sent me money on my PayPal. And I'm not talking about no $10, bitch. I'm talking about three, four, $500. She do it every time I would sit down and, go eat and go to the mall. I mean, and I didn't even ask her for anything. I think she liked me, and she. So one day I was in Virginia. When I go to Virginia to do a show, I went to Virginia to do a show, and I was live. And somebody said something. Oh, no, he's back. I guess they didn't know she was back. They said, "Oh, she's back," and I go, "Yes, she's back." And they put the laughing emojis in there, and she was hot because I started laughing, and she was hot, and she said, "Oh, PT, I've been your big supporter, and I can't believe you're laughing." And da 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 da. Da. I'm gonna unfollow you. And I said, "Girl, do what you got to do, bitch, because you the one that died and came back." Okay, baby. When I tell you she was hot, and honey, she had started talking to other people and telling other people not to follow me. And oh, she started doing videos. Everything that I said and did, she repeated it. That bitch was weird. Everything I said and did, she didn't do it identical to me, but whatever my topic was that day, that was her topic. Yep. If I said Michael Jackson died, she talked about Michael Jackson. And then she says, PT, I see you. I know you're looking at my page. Yeah. She was weird. She finally went away. She finally went away. And that's the end of that. She finally went away. And there was an old woman that used to follow me. I always wonder what happened to her. I don't know if she died or whatever, but she was a Mexican lady. And I really liked her. And when she started following me, Greg, do you remember the Mexican lady that used to follow me? What was her name, Greg? She was an older lady, and she was wanting to send me money. And I said, no, let me talk to somebody in your family. And she said, why? I said, how old are you? She was, I think, late 80s or something. I said, no, I need to talk to um I need to talk to somebody in your family, because she wanted to send money through the mail. I said, well, do you have a niece or a daughter or somebody there? And she goes, they know I watch you. And sorry, I was getting something out of my mouth. Anyway, they know you watch I watch you. I said, well, I need to talk to them. And they put me on the phone. She put me on the phone with her niece and her nephew, or the niece and the boyfriend. And I said, my name is PT, and your grandmother or whoever she was to them is trying to send me money. They go, oh no, she's in sound mind and she loves your show. And I said, okay, well, long as y'all know that that's what she's doing, I don't mind that. But she don't really have to send me nothing. I really like her. Greg, I don't remember her name. Well, honey, the girl that stalked me, she convinced her to stop watching me. And I hate that guy. I think, and then I think she got mad at me because she sent me some clothes one time. Me and her was real close because I think she had my address. I'm not for sure. The old lady had my address. And she said, I'm going to send you something, PT. I said, oh, that's fine. You don't have to. Baby, she sent me some clothes from the Goodwill. Okay. They smell like cigarettes and everything else. And I tried to act like I was so excited. I was like, "Oh, well, thank you, sweetie. You didn't have to send her." But so she didn't mean no harm. I know she meant well. Oh, and I know it's a thought that count, y'all. So I'm not being ugly. I'm just saying it was like, girl, she, oh, it had the Goodwill tags on there and everything. But I was grateful. I really was, y'all. I'm not being ungrateful. I'm just saying. How you doing? So anyway, she convinced her. I can't remember her name, Greg. She was an old lady, but she was real nice. But anyway, she took a couple of the people who really weren't my followers. She took a couple of them with her, but she tried to do YouTube, but she was horrible. She was you couldn't even understand what she was saying. She was from Belgium, and you couldn't understand her English. So I don't know how long that lasted. Yeah, I don't remember her name, Greg. That was so long ago. That was a long time ago. But yeah, I've had some weird people on my YouTube channel. Then I had this one lady. She when I went to go meet up with Lunel, and and I went to go visit this when I went to go visit Lunel at the Wendy show, that picture I showed y'all when I was at the Wendy show with Lunel. There was a lady. She followed me. I forgot her name, but she lived in Philly. She probably watching now. And she was really nice. And that was the time I had a PO box, and I had my PO box and everything. And she yeah. So I had a PO box or whatever, and so she said she was gonna send me something, and so she sent me some Uggs. Uggs are not cheap. Well, you can get them. I think. Can you get Uggs? Yeah, you can get Uggs like at dealers. I don't think you can get them. Can you get Uggs at Burlington's and stuff? I think you can now. No, you can get what's the name at Dillis? No, I'm not Dillis, but uh, what you got? True Religion. You can get True Religion at what's $200, Greg? You can get what's the name now at yeah, you can. I don't think you can get Uggs at Burlington's, but anyway, she sent me some Uggs. She sent me some very expensive wine glasses, and she sent me she sent me the biggest, what you call it, curd, the coffee machine. Yeah, she sent the one of the most expensive. Yeah, the Uggs. She sent me one of those Highland. She sent me money. She sent me. I mean, she had money. She had money. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Me and my friend Chase, we was out eating one day, and we was at a Mexican restaurant. And I remember we was on West Hyman in Houston, and she said, "PT, where y'all at?" I said, "We at a Greg, you already put that up there. Stop putting it up there so they folks won't think I'm begging. You already put it up there. I already, pinned it. Anyway, so we was at a Mexican restaurant. We was sitting there eating, and the lady say, "PT, where y'all at? Oh, we eating at this." And the Mexican restaurant wasn't no low. It was a really nice restaurant, in a nice area. And she said, "Oh no, y'all shouldn't be eating there. You should be eating somewhere fancy because you're a superstar." I go, "No, I'm not a superstar." And she sent me $300 on my PayPal. I swear to God, I'm not lying. And I remember like it was yesterday. I said, "Oh well, thank you. You didn't have to send that." So we, you know, we became cool and everything. She was like, "If you come to Philly, you can drive my car. My husband, we both watch you." And you can't see me because I have a thing on my lip. Just listen. So um so she was like, "Yeah, you can come to Philly and you could drive my Jaguar, and me and my husband we watch you." And she was like, she was real nice. She really turned out to be a really nice lady. And so then, all right, things started turning. So okay, so when I went to the Wendy show, she paid for my first night, which I get my Marriott discounts, but For some reason, I couldn't find a cheap room in the area that I wanted to be in. But she actually found me. She actually found me a. She paid. She sent me like $150, $200, something like that, for a room in New York. It was a Holiday Inn, and bitch, it was a nice Holiday Inn, but bitch, I don't know what the hell they had going on at that hotel because girl, I got off on the wrong floor. It was like the guy said, "Oh, you on the wrong floor." I guess it was people that's on drugs or something, or people on housing or something. I don't know what that room, I don't know what that floor was all about. But you had to have security was on that floor, and I said, "Oh," he said, "No, you on the wrong floor." I said, "Oh shit," but that room wasn't cheap in New York. But anyway, so me and her was cool and everything, and she always kept telling me, "Yeah, my husband and I, we watch your show." And she was like, she drives a Jaguar. If you come up here, you could drive my car, bitch. I'm not driving your car. Is you crazy?" And you know, and she's real nice. She always sent money and stuff. And what we fell out was she sent me something. I think she had my address. I want to say she had my address, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say that's how close we were. Either she had my address or she had my PO box. I don't remember. And so um, so she sent me all that stuff. She sent me a computer. I didn't ask for none of that. She just sent it. So I said, "Oh, this is a cute computer. It's a little computer." It wasn't no Apple. It was just like a no name. I don't even think it was a Dell computer. It was just a computer. It wasn't nothing special. But I was grateful. I was happy. I said, "Let me see if I can go live. Go live on the computer." I couldn't go live on it. Hold on a minute, y'all. So I couldn't go live. Pittsburgh Steelers T.J. Watt underwent surgery to repair a partial collapse lung after feeling discomfort Wednesday. Oh, that's not good. Something just came across my live. I was reading what they said about T.J. Watt, and so and so I told her. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna send you the computer back because it doesn't go live, and maybe I don't want you to waste your money, because if I get a computer, I want to go live on it." Baby, she told me I was ungrateful, and don't you send it back. You keep it. I can't believe you. I say, "Well, bitch, you didn't send me no motherfucking Apple. This damn thing wasn't even a Dell or HP. It was just some crazy computer that you sent me. And I couldn't because she kept saying you should go live on the computer. Well, I couldn't. I took it to Best Buy, and they said it would cost me to do whatever they needed to do for me to go live, and whatever the cost was, it was too much, and I would go to because it wasn't a regular computer. I don't know what it was, and me and her fell out behind that. And I remember one night I was on my live and I was trying to teach somebody how to use live. Uh, and I was sitting there waiting on them. I was waiting on them. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. So I was sitting there waiting on them to come on to the live. And mind you, I hadn't heard from this lady in a long time. This bitch popped up on my live. You know what she said? She said, "I knew there was something wrong with you. You crazy, sick, this, sick, that. You sitting up there looking at the camera all by yourself. You're weird." I said, "Ma'am, I'm waiting on somebody to come on my live." She was crazy. She was crazy. Whew. I done met some weird people, y'all. Weird people. So what I was saying was, please don't come on my live holding long conversations with me and giving me advice and coming in here talking to me all the time like we best of friends when I don't know what you look like. Now, if you don't want me to know what you look like, stop holding long conversations with me because it's like I'm talking to someone that I blocked, or I'm talking to someone that, if you can't add me on Instagram or Facebook, that's fine. You don't have to. And I'm not gonna even mention the Cash App because, like I told y'all earlier, somebody used to send me Cash Apps, and then I asked them, I said, "Well, you sure sending me a lot of money. Who are you? You don't have Facebook? No. You don't have Instagram? No. Uh, we got Twitter? No. So, and your Cash App name was anonymous. And I said, well, and they wouldn't give me their email because you can find out who a person is through their email. And they wouldn't give me their email. And I said, well, you know what? Don't send me no more money. If you that motherfucking private, don't send me a dime. I don't want it. Because it could be a damn child for all I know. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, so I didn't read some weird people on here, but it goes with the territory. It goes with being on social media. It goes with it. It goes with it. It's hand in hand next to each other. So, but I'm not gonna have a long conversation with somebody that I don't know who you are, and if you send me money, I don't care about your money because I don't need your money to survive. It helps. Buy me some dishwasher liquid. You know, and go and get me some, onions or a couple of eggs, but I don't pay my bills off of people sending me cash apps and stuff. Mm-mm. Because hell, cash app can cut me off at any day. Then what I'm gonna do? I'm still gonna survive. You know. But just don't be weird, man. I mean, y'all got my Facebook, and I need my Facebook to grow anyway. I need more people on my Facebook. And definitely my Instagram. I got too many people following me on YouTube and that's not following me on my Instagram. And all you gotta do is go to the front of my page and click on that Instagram link and I'll be there. And when you come on the Instagram or the Facebook, say, hey PG, this is so and so from YouTube, because your name is not gonna be the same probably from YouTube to Instagram to Facebook. Yeah. Hello, Monique. How you doing? Cinnamon DD. All right now, Cinnamon DD. Are you cinnamon spice? and I and then we'll do one more. We'll do one more. We'll do one more story time, and it was about the lady with the $1,500. And I know y'all heard that. I mean, okay. Let me do it. Let me do a survey. How many of you have heard me talk about the lady and the $1,500? Who have not heard it? If you hadn't heard it, push one. If you never heard me talk about the lady and the $1,500, push one. 1,200, not 15. Okay, Didi, Cinnamon hadn't heard it. Okay, Bonnie said, okay, you ain't there. Okay. If you never heard me talk about the lady and the $1,200, please push one. Okay. Oh, you never heard it? Okay, so a lot of y'all ain't heard it. Okay. Well, child. Let me stop acting gay. So look, okay. So there was a lady, and Greg will tell you, we had lunch together. We met twice. We went out to eat. That's when I lived in Houston. And we went out to eat twice, right? I won't say her name. We'll say a fake name just to protect the innocent, okay? To prove it guilty. Uh, Shanice, we'll just say Shanice. And she met me on YouTube, and we became really close and everything. Okay. Not the popcorn in the eyes. Ooh, y'all so messy. So, so anyway, so she did have my address. No, she didn't. Did she have my? No, she had my PO box. Yeah. And then again, she might have had my address. So y'all know I usually get sick once a year. I get the flu or cold real bad. Once a year, I always do. And I was real sick, and she sent me a box of. Well, she knows that I like. She knows that I like. Um, she knows that I like horseradish, and I like those what you call them uh, them peanuts that you crack. I can't think of the name. Anyway, she know what I like, and she know what I. And so when I was sick, she sent me soup. I made a baby. She bought me the biggest ring light, and I need to find that ring light and buy it for myself because I really need y'all. I need a new ring light so bad because when I be doing the show, that my camera be yeah. And so Greg, you know what I'm talking about, Miss S. Greg, you know what I'm talking about, S from Houston. And so And so she sent me a huge ring light. I mean, it was and I need to find that ring light. Oh my God, it lit up my whole apartment. It was like one of them, it was so bright, it was like a light from outside the street light. That motherfucker was so bad. I got to find that ring light. I need me a new one anyway. Hint, hint. But no, I do. I need to get me a new one because the one I got it's fucked up. Like it's gone. The light is nice, but the stand is fucked up. Anyway, so yeah, I know I need to get the biggest one they got. I need one that could hold 3 cameras, so I can go on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter or something at the same time. Yeah, all of those at the same time. But anyway, moving on. So we were really close. We met in Houston twice, and we went out to eat twice. The first place we went to go eat was a place called Catsy's. Catsy's never closes. And then we went and ate at this place called um, I can't think of the name. It's a restaurant in Houston, one of my favorite restaurants, and the food is so fucking good. It's like a upscale Piccadilly, like a upscale Luby's, but it's really nice, really really nice. Hello, hello, how you doing? So anyway, um, we were friends, we were cool and everything. And even when I used to do my shows and stuff, she was sending $100, 200, 300, 400. She send money. And so when I do drag shows, I would that was tips I knew I was gonna get because she really enjoyed the drag shows. And so it was time for me and my birthday, and it was time for me to go to Atlanta for my birthday. So I went to Atlanta, and we got there that Thursday. My birthday, I think my birthday was that Saturday or that Sunday. I think it was that Sunday. And uh, so I'm laying in the bed in Airbnb. All of a sudden, my cash app say cling. I said, look, I said, oh, people sending me money for my birthday. I saw $1,200. Bitch, I jumped up. I thought I had got my stimulus check. I thought they sent me another stimulus check. So I jumped up. Was that before stimulus? I don't even remember. But anyway, I jumped up. I ran upstairs. I said, look, y'all, look, look, look. Look what so and so. She sent me $1,200 for my birthday. I was like, all right, bitch. They was like, all right, all right, all right. So I told everybody, I'm gonna treat y'all out to eat. I'm gonna take my friends out there because I had 2 of my friends that had never been to Atlanta. So I said, I'm gonna treat y'all for my birthday because bitch, that's $1,200. So I text her and I said, hey, uh, what name did I say? Let me get that fake name. Oh yeah. I said, hey, do you realize that you sent me $1,200? She said, oh, PT, I'm so sorry. I was gonna send that to my husband. I didn't mean to send you that. I said, oh well, maybe she's gonna send me, 100. And I said, okay, I'm sorry. I sent it back. I sent it back, didn't I, Greg? I sent it back. But bitch, I was mad. Ooh, I was hot, bitch, because I had already told everybody I was gonna treat them out to eat. And they said, I can't believe she did that. I said, yep. So I didn't pay it on mine because, like I said, we were cool, and I know it was probably a mistake. How it was a mistake, I don't know. Because bitch, I'm not gonna even accidentally send you $12, not even 12, because you have to put the dollar sign. You see the person's name, and you got to put in there what it's for. On YouTube, you got to put in there what it's for. So I didn't pay it on mine. I let it go. And she never sent me anything for my birthday. So I figured, I said, well, maybe she's going to send it on my birthday. Yeah, it's a true story. Greg can tell you. Greg remembers. And I said, well, maybe she's going to send it for my birthday. And so that Sunday, I was at the club. Me and my best friend Chase, we was all together. She sent the $1,200 again. I said, there it is. There's my birthday gift. Mind you, this woman has money, and she always sent me money. Money wasn't an issue for her. So I figured, oh, she sent it to me. She sent my $1,200, and I was so happy. And I said, okay, now you sent me this for my birthday. I appreciate it. She said, no, PT, I am so sorry. I was meaning to send that to my husband for the mortgage. I swear to God, y'all. Do you pay your mortgage on the 10th? Because she sent it to me on the 10th. I don't know I ain't got no mortgage, so I don't know when you can pay your mortgage. But whatever it was, she said she meant to send that to her husband. Yep, that's what she was doing. Yes, I swear to God. let me say this like this, and I don't put my mom in shit, but I'll put this on my mama. This really happened. And so, oh, I used to date a girl named Andrea. I swear to God, when I saw your name, I said, "Oh, is this Andrea?" But anyway, so yes, y'all, I dated a girl, but I don't. It wasn't what y'all really think it was, but yeah, I did date a girl named Andrea. So anyway, and so I always wonder what happened to Andrea. But anyway, so I said, okay, I know it wasn't y'all. I'm just saying. So and she was in Texas, but she was from Texas, but she was from Connecticut, if I'm not mistaken. She was from Connecticut. But anyway, so I said, thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you, for my birthday gift. She said, oh, PT, I did it again. I'm so sorry. I said, what? She said, I didn't mean to send you that. I was trying. I said, well, are you sending me something for my birthday? Oh, I am. But I don't know what's, baby, I waited about a couple of days. Good afternoon. I waited about a couple of days and I said, sweetie, I'm going to say her name. I said, I don't mean no harm. I say, but I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't want to fall out with you. I say, but if you send me any more money, I'm keeping it and I'm not giving it back to you. Do y'all know that some people would have kept that $1,200? Do y'all know that some people would have never gave her that money back and cut their cash app off and started another cash app? But cash app ain't gonna do nothing no way. Cash app ain't gonna do nothing no way. Because you have to, when you send money, you have to put in there what the money is for. It's a lot of people that would have never gave that money back, but I didn't want to do that because I knew her. We met, and even if I didn't know her, I just couldn't live my life going around knowing I just took somebody's money. I wasn't gonna do it. And I told her, I said, baby, I don't mean no harm. I said, but if you send me any money again, I'm gonna keep it. Because everybody was mad at her. My friends was mad at her. Everybody was mad at her. Chase was mad at her because Chase met her. He said, I can't believe she did that. I said, yeah, she did it twice. Yeah. And so after I told her that, she stopped speaking to me. She just completely, we just stopped speaking to each other. And I'm okay with that. Because I'm telling y'all right now, bitch, I'm not going to accidentally send nobody no $1,200. Bitch, $1,200 is too hard to come by. y'all know, y'all know how we was acting when we got our little $1,200 stimulus checks. When I got 12, I don't know what y'all got. So I think everybody got 12, but baby, you could tell us we wasn't rich when we got them stimulus checks. I had a friend of mine when he got his stimulus check, but you could not tell him that he was not Oprah Winfrey, honey. Okay, but yeah, that's just one of the many stories that I've been through on YouTube with people and weird people and the things that they have done. Like just weird people. But y'all, I'm not showing my face because I have a fucking cold sore on my lip and it's going down, but I don't want to show it to y'all. But it's going down. I'm actually about to run to the store and I'm about to run to the store, not the store, but they say it's one coming. They need to hurry up and release that bitch, okay? Hurry and release that check. And no, I ain't voting for Trump just because they release it, okay? I know one thing, them Democrats and them damn Democrats ain't playing, baby. These Republicans are shitting bricks. When you got a mayor's race. Oh, it is going down, y'all. I feel in my lip it's going down. You got a mayor's race in you have a mayor's race in they had that mayor's race in Miami and they always go Republican and they had a Democrat who won. What does that tell you? They tired of the shit. And I realize ain't none of the political parties are perfect. But like I tell everybody, bitch, I don't want to hear nothing about if something go wrong and it fucks your whole family up and your money up when you don't vote. And you got three choices. You have Republican, you got Democrat, or Independent. You got those three choices. And if you black and you don't vote, please unfollow me. Because yes, I understand that Democrats are perfect. I understand that Republicans are perfect. I understand that. But if you don't get yourself involved with politics, then God gonna do this, and God, listen, God ain't gonna do shit until you get up and do something for yourself. Just imagine if the slaves and the people from the civil rights movement said, God gonna do this and God gonna do the Now God had them get their asses up and go fight for the right to vote. And if you sit up there, if all the black people in the world say, oh, we just gonna let God handle everything and God gonna be in control, and you don't go vote, these white racist people will do everything they can to turn everything back to where it used to be, like they're trying to do now. But that's different. That's different, sweetie. I'm not talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, we're taking the bag now. Okay. I'll be like that lady that sent me that money. I'm taking it and you ain't getting it back. No, I'm not talking to people who have family. No, I'm just saying, you slapping, our forefathers and the people from the civil rights movement, and you ain't even got to vote Democrat, just as long as you vote. You say it might not make a difference, but think about it. If those people back during the civil rights movement had got up off their ass and got beaten, hosed down, arrested, so that we have the right to go out and vote. Yes, faith without works is dead. Yes, and I know they cheat. Yeah, somebody say you can still vote and have a family. You just have to look into that. Yeah, but I'm just saying. I know a lot of people say, "Yeah, I got so mad. I heard this lady say God is in control and He gonna handle everything, and God this and God that. I don't need to vote. God, girl, you stupid. You stupid. God was in control during slavery too, but until Abraham Lincoln said, "No, this ain't right, and we're gonna fight against this," you know. He had faith and he believed in God too. And he said, no, God used him to stop that. But even still, after it was abolished, it was still going on. And you had them same people who were slave masters. My God, listen to this. Slave masters going to church every Sunday, saying, hallelujah, hallelujah. And still had slaves and whooping them and beating them and hanging them. And even during the 60s, these Christian folks talking about they loved the Lord and they was Klan members with Klan hats on their heads and stuff like that. Y'all, everybody who say they saved ain't saved. Everybody, if you're hurting people and you're doing wrong to people, you're not saved. Mm-mm. If you have to change the maps in Texas and all these other states because you know that the blacks and the Mexicans and these foreigners are taking over this country just because you want to always be in control, you're not, and you change it just because you don't want to see a change, you are not a Christian. You're not. Because you're being racist to change things for them to go the way you want them to go. Yeah. Just admit it. And I look at some of these, and I know it's clicks, likes, and views when these blacks be on, when the black people be on these social media talking about they voting for Trump. Well, we also know that it's for clicks, likes, and views too. And I get it. Yeah. Hell, I could get on TikTok tomorrow, start saying, "Oh, I'm a Trump supporter. I'm a Trump supporter." I'll be getting all kind of, and black too. On top of that, being the Uncle Tom on the child, I'll be the hottest thing on the internet. But I'm not. Why would I do that? Because you got little young folks that's looking up to that and say, if anybody's foolish enough to really believe that Trump is for you and you black, you definitely need to you need to have your brain checked. But some people do, And again, like I say, ain't none of the Republican Party or the Democrat Party, none of them are perfect. But you got them three choices. You know, if you sit back and you don't vote, if they pass slavery tomorrow, it's because your ass didn't get out and vote. Because they feel a lot of these racist white people feel like black people don't vote anyway, so we're gonna do whatever we want to do because they're not gonna vote. They're not gonna vote. hmm They're not gonna vote. I got people in my family that don't believe in voting. It's stupid. It's stupid. I heard the health premiums are going up. Insurance and all that. It's just you know. Anyway, y'all, I think I've covered everything. I gotta go get this medication. I won't be doing the show tonight. I got to heal. So I appreciate everybody for listening. I guess I can go live and just talk like this shit. Ain't this a podcast? Ain't this what they call a podcast? Yeah. Shit. Well, that's probably what I'm gonna do tonight. I'll probably show pictures, but I ain't gonna show my face. I ain't gonna put on no mask. The other night I was watching this lady on TikTok, and no shade, no shade, no shade. I don't like to make fun of people, especially people who say they love the Lord and stuff. But this lady was on there, y'all, and she she had spit coming out of her mouth and everything. I said, "Ma'am, this looks." I said, "I'm saying to myself, and I'm saying to the people in the chat, this looks this looks what's the word? Not unhealthy, but it looks I can't think of the word. So you got folks that are not. I'm from the Holiness Church / Baptist, so I get all that. Back when I came up in the Holiness Church, they used to take their hand and put it up under your chin and go say, "Thank you, Jesus." Say, "Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus." And before you know it, you act like you speaking in tongues. It ain't nowhere in the Bible that tells you to take your hand and put it up somebody's up under somebody's mouth so you can speak in tongues. Some people don't believe in tongues, but it's in the Bible. But unseemly. Yeah, to me, it's like she's acting, ma'am. When you doing all this extra stuff on the internet, folks that don't understand that, they don't get that. They can understand what you're saying. Yeah, they can understand what you're saying. In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus. I'm like, girl, just slow down and talk about the Lord. They'll get more out of that than you doing all this spitting at the mouth and foaming at the mouth. And they just I feel sorry for her because everybody's making fun of her. Nobody can understand what you're saying, sweetie. If you want to be a witness for the Lord, you got to be wise. And you got to be, you got to be wise and talk to the people. People would understand you more if you come on the live and you're a minister and evangelist and you say, "Hey, I want to talk about the Lord, guys." And there's a lot of people that be on the internet, they talk about God, and they listen, your teaching is better, the teaching is better than preaching. Yep. Teaching is better than preaching. All that hooping and hollering is good. Did y'all see the boy on Instagram? Yeah. Did y'all see the boy on Instagram that was acting like a preacher? Baby, I almost fell out my bed. Oh, I almost fell out my bed. It was so funny. I gotta I'm gonna try to find it and post it so y'all can see it. But and I like the hooping and the hollering. But people, let's say white folks and other races, they don't understand all that. They don't understand all that hooping and hollering. I like a good preacher that can hoop and holler and God said in the word of God, He said in His word. I like all that, but But yes, I like it too. But but people who weren't raised like that, they don't understand all that, child. They don't understand that. You know, turn your Bibles to Samuel's 1 and 2. And them black folks, the black people, they say a few words, and next thing you know, they hooping and hollering. Well, and then the words saying, and he said, and the damn miss ass gay musicians, they ain't no better. Dun 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 dun, be hitting that piano, just making it more than what it is. Just messy. Oh, I love you too. Now everybody add me on Facebook and Instagram, okay? This video was about y'all being people, some people being weird. Coming here talking to me like y'all been knowing me for a million years, giving me advice, and I don't know who you are behind your profile. It's okay, you don't have to let me know who you are, but I'm not finna hold a whole conversation with you, and you're not finna give me no advice, and I don't know who you are. So add me on Facebook, add me on Instagram. Say this is me, PT. You don't even got to show your face, but just let me know you got another profile besides this one, okay? If you have one. If you don't, that's fine. All right, enough this podcast. I'll see y'all later. Greg, thank you for your help. I think you was the only moderator in here today, Greg. Besides Penny, but Penny, she listens. She don't moderate. I let Penny moderate. I let Penny just listen. She don't want. She don't moderate. But I think that's it. Today is Friday, and Greg don't have Instagram. I don't think. What we don't need to follow Greg. This ain't Greg's show. This my show. We don't need to follow Greg. No, it's only one because Penny don't moderate. She don't do that. She just don't. I just got her on here as a moderator. She don't moderate, and she don't have to. No, there's Alabama. Okay, I forgot she was on there. Alabama. Who else is on here? Alabama, Greg, and I think that's it. I'm going back to look, see. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. So really, it's just two of y'all. All right. No, we don't need to follow Greg. Greg doesn't do. He doesn't do social media like that. No, just follow PT. Yeah, y'all follow me on Instagram. Even if you're not on there, I need more. I need more people to follow me on there. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go get my medication. I love you guys. I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.